Hey guys, what's up? My name is Eric and I'm the Techy Agent, and the video and audio that you're seeing right now is being shot on the Rylo cam. Let's talk about that. Occasionally, I come across a product that just shocks the socks off of me. I mean a product that just surprises me on how good it actually is. And the Rylo camera really does fit in that category because it's more than just a 360 camera and it's more than just an action camera. I feel like the Rylo camera has blended both of those worlds together in a really seamless and very quality way. So let me first just talk a little bit about what the camera offers in terms of features and function, and then I'll show you guys some sample video and explain how you can get that good of video. So the Rylo camera is able to capture video in 360 degrees by using two very wide angle lenses. So within the camera and the built-in software, it takes both of those lenses and stitches the images together to create that 360 degree picture or video that you're shooting. Now, lenses like this, the kind where you have kind of a bulge, are very prone to scratching because obviously they protrude and there's no way to put like a lens hood or anything over them to protect them without obviously interfering with those 360 degrees. So there's that. It's obviously a little bit more of a fragile camera than something like a conventional GoPro. And unfortunately, this does not come shipped with a plastic protective case. You have to buy that for an additional, I think, $60 or $70, which I was really disappointed to see that because you're already paying $500 for this camera. I was kind of disappointed to see that they're charging you an additional large sum of money for just something as simple like a plastic case in order to protect this. But if you're going to take this camera in any sort of action environment, or obviously any environment where there could be water, you definitely want to make sure you buy that case to protect the camera. On top of the camera, you'll have three little ports. That is the microphone. Now, the audio on this is not great. You know, it's what you would expect from a typical action camera where, you know, it's going to be a rough idea of the audio going on around you, but it's certainly not going to be great audio. On the bottom of the case, there's a button that you can push to pop open kind of a little trap door where you can access the battery, and then you can also access the micro SD card that is in there. You'll want to make sure that the micro SD card that you have is compatible with this device. Apparently there are some SD cards that are not fast enough to be able to record all of the information that's required for a 360 degree video. A lot more information is being recorded than a conventional camera, so you'll want to make sure your SD card is fast enough. On top of the camera, you'll find a button where you can long press this button to turn the camera on and off. This is also the button that is used to start video or stop video or take a picture. There's a button on the face of the camera right next to the display that changes between camera mode and video mode. And that's pretty much it. All of the other modes and options are selected in the Rylo app after you've already shot the video. The camera comes with a special carrying pouch that's designed to protect the lenses from scratches. I highly recommend that you use this pouch. If you just throw the camera in a camera bag or in a backpack or something like that, you're going to scratch your lenses, and they cost $150 a piece to replace. So don't do that. Put the camera in this bag. The inside of the bag is extremely soft. It's designed to kind of keep out moisture and dust, anything that would damage the camera or scratch those lenses. Included with the Rylo is a selfie stick and this protective casing. Now, this casing more or less just holds the camera in place. It's not really that protective. It's just designed to hold the camera and attach it to the selfie stick. Now, this is also the same system that GoPro uses in terms of that little attachment to the selfie stick. So you can unscrew the selfie stick and then attach this camera to any of the conventional GoPro and other action camera accessories. So that's kind of a neat feature. Now, one of the nice features about the bag that I've already talked about is that this whole assembly can kind of fit inside of the bag, so you can keep the camera on that selfie stick and then still protect those lenses. And this is the way that I've been transporting mine around. One of the coolest design features about the selfie stick is that if you unscrew the bottom cap, it will expose a standard size camera mount. So you can mount the selfie stick to something like a selfie stick to extend the range of the camera even further away. You can also use it to just obviously mount to a more traditional tripod. And so that's kind of just a neat feature, and I'm really glad they included that. So all of the video is obviously stored on the SD card, but the way you access the video is through the charging port. There is a micro SD charging port on the side of the camera that you use to obviously charge the device, but it's also used to transport all of the data from that SD card to your phone or tablet, whether that's an Android or iPhone device or iOS device. So in my case, it's an iOS device, so the other end of the cable is a lightning port or a lightning cable, so I can plug it directly into my iPhone, and then from there, the Rylo application will automatically detect that the camera is there, and it will open up the application, and then from there, you can download all of the videos that are stored on the Rylo camera to your phone, or you can delete those videos as well. So as of right now, there are not any sort of editing software for the Rylo camera that can be downloaded to your PC or Mac. Everything is done on your mobile device, on your iPhone or on your Android phone or tablet. Now, with that being said, the app is very intuitive. You can long press a certain direction or on a certain subject, and you can tell the Rylo camera to either track that subject to keep the subject center of frame. You can also choose keyframes in order to focus in certain directions and then have the camera automatically pan to a new direction. So the amount of editing features that they're giving you are amazing. And I don't have time to go into everything, but it allows you to trim video, it allows you to choose contrast, it allows you to do color correction within the application. It even allows you to choose to speed up the video. So there's a lot of editing that's done right at your fingertips on the mobile application itself, and it's very intuitive, very easy to use, and very comprehensive. So pretty much anything that you want to do, it allows you to do that. Within the app, you can also do what's called a small world view by zooming out with two fingers. And then the small world is exactly what it sounds like. It's an image of a small world that kind of encompasses all of the 360-degree angle. Now, within the small world, you can also toggle a button that gives you kind of an inverted small world that kind of has this tubular effect, again, where it's capturing all 360 degrees with just kind of these funky, surreal images. So if you're into kind of just this, I don't know, neat feature where you can do these small world videos, the camera definitely allows you to do that, and it does it all within the application itself. Within the app, you can also take advantage of the two different camera angles. What it will allow you to do is to select a kind of bubble where you can, view one camera angle with a different camera angle pointing outward. And, it allows you to basically have different options on what those camera angles are. So you can do a split screen option. You can do kind of a little bubble, but whatever you choose, it allows you to kind of pan each camera independently and get two different camera angles if that's something you want to do. So here, for an example, is some unedited footage where I've just selected to focus on me for one camera and then directly in front of the motorcycle or the dirt bike for a different camera angle. And this will kind of allow you to just take advantage, again, of those multiple camera angles and then compile it into one video, and to do that just with this split screen option. So that's kind of a neat feature if you're into action sports and you want to capture multiple angles and display those multiple angles at the same time. Now, if for some reason you decide that you want to export a video using a vertical mode as opposed to a horizontal mode, you can do all of these same editing techniques and export the video as a vertical file as opposed to a horizontal file. When you go to export a video, you're given the choice of exporting it as either a 360-degree video or a HD video where you've chosen whatever viewpoints or angles that you've wanted to choose. So I'm just going to show you some screen capture of me editing a video to give you a rough idea of what the workflow looks like while I talk about image quality. So the image quality on this is right up there with what you would expect from a GoPro camera in terms of resolution and sharpness. Now, this will only export a video to 1080p. They're calling this a 4K camera because the 4K video is actually the 360-degree video. So if you export this as a 360 video, then yes, it's technically considered a 4K video. But if you export the video as a conventionally framed video, then it will export into 1080p as opposed to 4K. In terms of video quality, again, the video quality is right up there with the GoPro, but I did or have noticed that the low light performance on this isn't great. So as you can see, even here in this footage that I'm editing, now this isn't the final rendered footage, this is just the edited footage or the footage that I was editing, so the resolution isn't going to be quite as good as the final edit. But even as I switch over to the final render here, you'll see that the image quality is a little bit better, but there's still a little bit of noise because it was a cloudy day and this camera just does not perform well in low light situations. So another example of that I'll show you here. I was hanging with some friends late one evening around a campfire. The campfire was our only source of light, and again, the noise level that you're getting from this camera was just pretty high. Now, to be fair to the Rylo camera, most action sports cameras do not do well in low light. It's the nature of the aperture that's used and the wide angle. There's just a lot that goes into this style of camera that makes it perform poorly in low light situations. Beyond low light, the only other complaint that I would have with the camera are the stitch lines. If the subject is really close to a stitch line, it will become pretty obvious. Now, if there's distance between a subject and a stitch line, it's less obvious, but as you can see here, my hand was right on that stitch line, and you can clearly see the stitch line right through the frame. So when you're setting up the camera, you'll kind of want to be conscious about where those stitch lines will show up. Now, beyond the low light performance and the stitch lines, the camera performed flawlessly. The stability on this camera is absolutely amazing. I have no idea how they're getting stabilization this good. That's basically software based. It's not just optical, it's software based stabilization, and it's absolutely amazing. And quite honestly, the stabilization capabilities of this camera are the reason that I bought it. It's just so buttery smooth that I can put this on, my motorcycle, I can put it on my bike and go for a ride, and even with my handlebars really vibrating a lot, I'm still able to get really smooth video. So I'll put a link in the description below where you can pick up the camera for the best price possible, and also stay tuned for a review where I pit this against the brand new GoPro Fusion 360 camera. That's going to be an interesting comparison video, so stay tuned for that here in the next couple of weeks. Hey guys, thanks for watching. My name is Eric and I'm the Techy Agent. We'll catch you next time.